Hi everyone, and good night. Sorry, my videos, I think my stream is a bit slow, or my internet is a little slow, so might have to do with the storm outside, I don't know. So, first of all, I hope you're all having a good night, had a good weekend. See who's here. Fryer, hey. Hi Amanda. Hi Mr. Bobby, Mistress Morticia. Hi Zulok. I hope it's not like the video is not too like buffering all the time. I'm sorry if that happens. Like I said, there is some connection problems. I think like it's keeps saying that it's not fast enough. Okay, so it's all good. Hi Dimona. So thanks all for being here. So there's like no lagging and all of that, I hope. Let me see. I'm actually using like the old version of this. Anyway, let me just try to. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the screen a little bit so that I can see the live chat as well. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. It's a little bit of a sensitive subject, and first of all, I would like to say that this topic, well, yeah, it's sensitive, and I don't wish to insult anyone or like rub salt in any wounds or things like that, because, well, yeah, sometimes nasty things do happen with spirits. So, but this is just something that is more like in general. So there's always whatever I'm gonna be telling you about, like the information that I'm gonna be telling you tonight. There's always exceptions. There's always individual cases where things go differently from usual. There's the dog again, as you always. That's something that is not like that is something that is usual. It's always my dog coming in. So the reason I'm doing this is that a few days ago I was sent a video. I'm gonna have King Paimon a little bit over here, so if he wants to. I was sent a video from someone who has a lot of subscribers, so it's a big channel with a lot of people who see this stuff, accusing King Paimon of raping her. And I just thought, and among other things, she accused him of other things as well, but so I'm not gonna be doing any drama stuff. That's just not it. But I just wanted it to like to speak up on a few things, set some things straight, how that works, and mostly I'm gonna start with why a spirit such as King Paimon has he doesn't have a need to do anything like that. So I asked him about that matter, like how does that work, and his answer was, I'm trying to translate that to Dutch, but his answer was like, he can do it, but he has a choice, and that choice is like, first of all, he has the choice to not do it. Just because he can do it doesn't mean that he will. But also, he doesn't need to do something like that, because he has a very big how would you say, like, amount of choices? No, that's not the right word for that, but he has very many, like, he has many, plenty, he has plenty of sexual partners that he could choose from. So, yeah, with that being said, I'm going to explain as to why rape is, to rape a human would be nonsense and of no use to a spirit such as King Paimon. So, just because they can do it, it's just it's rarely beneficial to them, because if you're going to have a sexual interaction with a spirit, or in whatever way, there are different ways to do that, but what they want, what they're after, is the energy that comes from you, and sharing that energy and all sorts of other things. But what they're definitely not after is your fear, like, or your anger. It would be so useless for them to go after that negative energy. Now, of course, there are spirits who do like negative energy, but for them to waste so much, I mean, for a spirit to physically rape a person, that's gonna take so much energy from them to manifest that. It's a waste of energy to do that just to get a negative reaction from you. There are so many other ways to do that, to make you afraid, make you angry. So it's useless. So yeah, there's that. And also, yeah, they really just don't have to do that. And yeah, like I said, it's just, there's also, I think in a lot of cases, people who accuse a spirit of that are either delusional, I'm just gonna say it just like that, or it is something, perhaps they misinterpreted, something they misunderstood. Another thing that can happen, that can be confusing, I think, is if they call forth a spirit that they are attracted to, and they have something in mind, like maybe, like it's a maybe, like that. Basically, you can't blue balling that spirit is probably not a good idea. Like, especially because the communication is already not as clear as between humans, for instance, like physical humans. I mean, even between humans, it can be very confusing, these things. Like, yeah, do they want to or not? Like, even between physical humans, it's very complicated sometimes. So, so yeah. Imagine how complicated it can be between a human and a spirit. And if you call them forth with the idea that you might want to have a sexual experience with them, you are already sending out that message, and your energy is saying that, and the spirit will react upon that. And it's like, if you suddenly say no or change your mind, it's like trying to stop a train. It's going to stop, but not immediately. So it's really, you gotta cut them some slack at that. Like, yeah, even if something like that happens and they don't stop immediately because of whatever, like miscommunication, and because it just takes some more time for the information to reach them and to be clear. So yeah, just something to keep in mind if you ever want to call upon a spirit for that sort of thing. Like, know what you're about to be doing, and be clear, always be very clear. And yeah, that even more than with humans, just be very, very clear. And even then, yeah, things can always happen, but it's usually a misunderstanding. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the chat. I think some people have joined in. Hey JD, good to see you here. And who else is here? Hey Hombrecito. Hey Scarlett. Yeah, exactly. It is a crazy thing, and I normally wouldn't react to it, but I just really felt the need to speak up. Like, yeah, because that video got so many views, and I don't want... that's another thing. Of course, a spirit such as King Paimon, of course he can speak for himself, he can fend for himself perfectly fine, but I just... maybe it's something that is... it's good to be talking about it in general, and because it can happen, there are ways to prevent it too. That's something I was going to cover as well, in case there is a misunderstanding, or a malevolent spirit that really has like bad intentions for you. So that, like, what I found out is like rape for a spirit, that's the thing. Rape for a spirit, it's not for sexual gratification, because they don't get it from that. They don't get an orgasm as we do. They just get the energy, and for that they need us to have an orgasm. If you're raped by a spirit, most likely you're not going to enjoy it, so you're not going to be giving them that orgasm that they want, that orgasmic energy. So that's just... they're not going to be getting sexual energy from you, because you're not going to get you're not going to have the orgasm. And so and one reason that they could do it is to assert dominance, like kind of like a dominant dog humping a lower placed dog to put them in their place. But by the time that happens, if a spirit is like moved to that resort, and especially a spirit such as King Paimon, who is... he can be brutal, of course, but by that time, if he has to do that to put you in your place, it's horrible to do it, but it happens. But yeah, that means you've probably already missed like tons and tons of warnings that whatever you're doing, you need to stop it. So yeah, so it can be like an act of violence, like an attack. So what else is here? Who else is here? Oh, I think I'm using like the old version of YouTube because the other one wouldn't work, so I'm very behind on what's going on in the chat room. I think I kind of wanted to... this is pretty much what I wanted to cover. I think I saw Amanda. Yeah, I think she's been... that particular person probably did it for attention. But, you know, there are so many people who are watching that and maybe thinking it's true, and who would then be alarmed, like, and not work with a spirit such as Paimon. So, and that would be really sad because he's really not. And pretty sure there are other spirits on that channel getting a bad reputation too. So, but and then there's another thing. I know that some people may have had like these sort of sexual experiences, like unwanted sexual experiences with a spirit, maybe in their dreams. But in that case, chances are that it's also something symbolic and not something that actually really happened. Um, yeah, because dreams can be messages from the mind, and not necessarily, it doesn't have to be that spirit was actually doing that they were actually there. So I got a lot of catching up to do. Exactly, hombrecito. I think that a lot of it could be subconscious too. Um, that's always very hard to really tell. That's why I said, like, I don't want to dismiss anyone's experiences, because it can happen. It's just very unlikely. So, yeah, I mean, I've had a sort of experience like that myself, but and that's what I'm gonna share it here, is like, if something, in this case it was a misunderstanding. um, if something like that is about to happen, like you feel a spirit doing something, like going too fast, or doing something that you don't want, that perhaps you said, your energy can send out mixed signals. Maybe your energy says, hey, I want you, but your mind is not, your brain is not caught up with that yet, or your brain doesn't want that, so it's like, can be conflicting. So yeah, I had a spirit get real close to me, and they had me pinned down, and so I thought that, first I got like angry, trying to push them off, and then they said like something like, yeah, but you wanted this, right? And I said no, and they continued to sort of push me down. But what I did, I remained very calm, and I just said, you are going against my free will right now. So he backed off, and it was all done, it was all okay. And I think that is something that you could do in general, if a spirit is doing something that is too much, or too close, too, yeah. If you feel like that spirit is indeed going against your free will, that is something that you can say. And I don't really hold it against that spirit either, because, like, yeah, he did stop immediately when I told him this is against my free will. So yeah. And I guess the rest, the confusing part, was probably on me. So and yeah, of course you can always have like some call in for backup if needed. So yeah, that's probably just probably what I wanted to say about this matter. I think in general, like, this whole video, the rest of that video about King Paimon was lots of bashing, lots of misunderstanding. I mean, if you're gonna disrespect him, like, yeah, that person was like talking about how you have to do certain things before calling up King Paimon, or else. Yeah, he's a demonic king, he worked hard for it. Like, it's such a small gesture to just, when you begin working with him for the first time especially, just do what he asks for. It's just so, why not? Just call him a king. Be polite, and also, yes, indeed, if you make a pact with him, or any form of agreement, of course you gotta stick to it. Of course, if he tells you to do something, yes, you can of course ask him why, but trust him. Like trust in that that what he wants you to do is something that will be beneficial for you. Um, to start questioning that and just or ignoring that and not listening to your teacher, because if you want him to be, if you want a teacher, you gotta listen to them. Like if you're just gonna dismiss his teachings, of course he's gonna be angry, uh, because you're wasting his time. And this of course doesn't just count for King Paimon, but it counts for many spirits. I mean, who wouldn't be annoyed at least if someone asks for your time, for your expertise, for your help, and they end up not following it up, not following your advice. Um, yeah, it's just, yeah. That video, like that video really made my blood boil. Like I had to wait a few days before reacting. So yeah, there is a link to that video. I don't really want it to be all like, I don't want to like attack people on here like that. So this is more like a general thing. I've seen it before with other spirits too, other people. Um, yeah, yeah. You reap what you sow. And I'm gonna say something else that's probably, it's going to sound very harsh, but by claiming, by falsely claiming that a spirit, or maybe even a human, I don't know how that works for humans, but by making false accusations, false claims of being raped, you, and especially for spirits, you are inviting that reality into yourself. So it's an incredibly dumb thing to do. Basically, you're calling for it to happen. You're making and like you're talking about energy here, things that happened that you claim that have happened in the astral, and you're speaking them, even though they are lies. The moment that you are speaking them, it creates a sort of a truth. It becomes a little reality. People will start believing that, and it might just who knows, it's going to happen for real then. Doesn't, I mean, even then I wouldn't say King Paimon would be that how do you call that, vindictive as much, but it's really really stupid to lie about something bad happening in the astral and speaking it into reality. That's just yeah. Yeah, it's just sad that some people like that who spread a lot of nonsense have such a big stage, like so many people. But yeah, yeah, it's stupid. It's really stupid. And so yeah, I mean, I can be wrong about things, of course, but I'm not lying. So there can be honest mistakes and misunderstandings, and then there's lying. And I think lying about spirits is just so so wrong. Yeah. Yeah, Friar, I think the experience itself about that, I wouldn't, it was like a near rape maybe, sort of, but I wouldn't even call it that. But I was actually quite calm, so I knew, I sort of knew it was going to be okay, so I was fine. It wasn't that bad actually. Yeah, and of course there is also a way in that rape can be something symbolic, and it doesn't always have to be sexual either. Um, can be like a way of screwing someone over in a way, but there's the dog. Try. I don't like having his tail near the fire like this, so I'm gonna push him away. Wait a minute. Kom in, ga zo op je plaats. Hop. Oh, of course, he wants to play right now. That's just, yeah. The usual. There. Okay. Sorry for that. It's just a little, like, he's very, very strong, and I don't like having him knock over things over here. So I'm just gonna be a minute and see what he's if I can get him to stay over there. Right. He's so jealous. Oh, knock stuff over again. It's just asking for attention the whole time. But I think I'm pretty much done anyway. I mean, I think I said what I had to say. So yeah. Let me see. I don't think I've been able to like catch everything that's being said. I'm sorry for that. It's like a very small window here. Yeah, my dog is very needy. It's not always adorable. Sometimes it's just straight up annoying. He's very, very dominant and doesn't want to share me. So yeah, there is something else I wanted to add about King Paimon and about the accusations made in that video. Yes, Paimon can be very intense in a way, and he can also be very quick, like very ahead. Sometimes going a bit too fast maybe for us humans, or like he's already 10 steps ahead, and sometimes his actions show that. Like, yeah, that can be sexual too, I suppose. But yeah, that's where what I said earlier about always being very clear. And it's like if you're going to call a spirit and you have sexual intentions, and then you change your mind, it's like trying to stop a train at full speed. It's gonna take some time before they actually like realize that that's not what you want. So, or to, yeah, it doesn't always have to be like that, but keep in mind that it can happen like that way. So I think that was sort of it for tonight, and we just wanted to make this a quick thing to make it clear my views on this, and I hope you guys got some information out of it, something that is helpful. I'm sorry if I wasn't able to catch everything that was said. Yeah, just always, whatever you're going to do with a spirit, before you call upon them, be sure that whatever you want to ask them for, your intentions, your entire like, be sure that you know what you want and what you don't want, and be clear about that. And if you're insecure, or if you have any doubts, then either make sure to have another spirit with you, or don't do it. Like, especially with spirits, there is no maybe. There is no sort of, kind of. It's either yes or no. There's no. And some spirits maybe like may understand that humans have a maybe, but others maybe don't, or not always. So yeah, just try to keep that in mind, that yes is yes and no is no. Okay, so thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you'll enjoy the rest of the night.